Hello, welcome back to another podcast episode of Kierra's Crown. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about, are you putting yourself under a spell? What do I mean by spell? I mean, are you formulating things in your life? Are you making things happen in your life that doesn't necessarily need to happen? Or are you making things in your life happen that you want to happen? Okay, so how do we do this? How do we put ourselves under a freaking spell when we constantly do the same thing over and over again? Okay, so there's four, and that creates our vibration as well. So like how we're vibrating on, or like what type of energy we're giving off to the world or to ourselves. So this is a very important topic. There are four things that makes up our vibration. So four things that make up your vibration is your thoughts, constant thoughts. So what are you thinking? Are you thinking of thoughts that are good for you? Are you thinking thoughts that are bad for you? Are you thinking things that are motivating, that will lead you to success, that will lead you to your purpose? What are the constant thoughts that you're constantly thinking of, constantly putting your energy into, constantly focusing on? That's the spell right there. What are you believing and thinking about that has a major influence on your life? So the first one was the thoughts. Number two is words. What words are you saying to yourself? Are you empowering yourself every day? Are you telling yourself, yeah, I can do it. I'm going to do it. This is what is going to happen. This is true. This is false. What words are you saying to yourself? Are you saying, if you need money, are you saying that you're broke? Or are you saying, okay, this is my plan on how to get there, and I'm going to make it. I don't care. I don't see it right now, but I'm still going to make it. And I'm still going to do this, What words are you really putting on to your life and saying onto your life? Because that right there in itself, words are spells. That's why we have the word spelling. Okay? Spelling, like grammar. Okay, because the words that comes out of our mouths obviously is technically spelling, a spell on our lives or on other people's lives. That's why sometimes people, they be like, oh, don't curse me, or don't curse me out. Just curse words or whatever. Like, those are real words that has a real vibration that can attach themselves to that person. And when I say attach themselves to that person, I mean it can affect their mind, how they think, how they interpret things, how they interpret life. It can literally change and influence their life. The words that we use really has a lot to say about how we feel. So the words that you're using towards a certain situation, or the way that you react, is it usually in a way where you're okay with things are pleasant, or is it anger or hurt or pain or sadness? What type of feelings are you feeling through the words that you're saying? The words really are powerful, and it really does tells how they're feeling, how they're vibrating, and what they are attracting into their lives. So just by having those words and those vibrations and those thoughts and feelings within inside of you, it definitely tells what type of work you have been doing energetically within your own life, and what you also have been exposed to. So pay attention to what it is that you want to separate from, and the things that you want to hold on to and the things that you want to introduce into your life. So, for example, if you grew up thinking that money was like the root of all evil and you should separate from money and money is bad and all of this stuff, later on down the line, you find yourself not being rich or not having money or things like that, and you wonder why. It's because the vibration you have attached to money. You always heard that it was bad and all this stuff, so you have to change that vibration some type of way in order to start seeing the opportunities and success in your life that you want to see. Or for another example, say if it is self-confidence that you're dealing with, if you don't have enough confidence, if you don't have enough self-esteem because somebody told you that you were ugly or fat or whatever they may have said when you were younger, or if they currently say it, whatever, it's kind of stopping you. That's kind of been in your mind or been affecting your opportunities and your choices and what you decide to do with your life. So that's very important to kind of disassociate with and make it where you are confident enough to take on whatever you need to accomplish or achieve.
Oh yeah, let's use a crazy example, like somebody took your car without you knowing or whatever like that, and they come back and you respond in anger. Are you going to respond in anger, or are you going to respond in understanding, or how are you going to respond to that situation? How are you going to go about it? What actions are you going to take? What if they had a good explanation?
But even though they do have an explanation, doesn't make it right or wrong. But at the end of the day, you are in control of how you feel. That's really the point that I'm trying to make here. You are in control of how you feel. Don't let anybody control those feelings for you. No matter what you do, do not let anybody destroy your peace. All right? Don't let anybody try to intervene with your happiness, okay? Don't allow anybody to do those things because you don't want that to be attached to your vibration, okay? So, energy can get transferred to one person to another. So if somebody's saying something hateful towards you and they're hurt and they're sad and they're this and they're that or whatever, you have an option. So they send you an invitation, okay? They sent you an invitation of energy. You can accept that or not accept it. We're going to be talking about invitations in another podcast deeply, but I do want to introduce it here and now. So, invitations. Somebody's giving out some type of energy. You have the choice to accept that energy transference or not.
You can get energy transference without somebody directly talking to you or about you. You could just be in an environment or a setting and pick up on that energy.
Somebody's coming at you saying, oh, I hate you, this and that, I'm about to blow this up, or whatever they're saying. Doesn't matter. You have the choice to handle things in a different way than to give back that same energy that they're giving back. Okay? It just starts with what exactly you want the results to be. Okay? Now, if you want to fight and you want to accept the invitation, go right ahead. Okay? Go right ahead. I'm not judging you. But if you don't want to start any type of drama, you don't want any conflict, whatever like that, don't entertain that energy. Don't make that a part of your vibration. Don't make that a part of who you are. And, sometimes it can be difficult to do that because, it's like it faces us and it's like, okay, this is what's happening. But at any time you could just be like, no, I'm not accepting that, into my being or into my vibration or into my energy. I'm not about to feel the way that you're trying to get me to feel. Okay? Because I have control over my mind. And if I have control over my mind and my thoughts and how I want to feel, I have control over my feelings and my emotion. And not even just control over my feelings and emotions, but also control over my actions. So this brings us to number 4, actions. Okay? Actions. What exactly are you responding to? What are you doing about the things that is facing you? What are you doing about the things that are showing up into your experience, into your reality?
If you've been asking the universe for opportunities and resources in abundance and it shows up, are you going to go after it, or are you going to just stay stagnant?
Are you consciously making a decision, or are you intentionally making a decision, or are you just doing things unconsciously, not caring about the results of things, not caring about the effects or the consequences of things, not caring about how this action that you feel that you have to do or need to do, how is that going to affect your tomorrow or your next week or your next month or next year? If you do this one thing that you need or want to do, is that going to put you in jail? Is that going to make you feel some type of way between you and somebody else? Is that going to be a constant battle happening because of what you decided to do in response to what they did to you? Or are you going to break that chain? So actions are very, very much important when it comes to your vibration and when it comes to who you want to be and what type of spell you're putting on yourself. Okay? Because the actions that you do, of course, we all heard of karma. Karma is the action that we do, no matter what type of action we do. It don't necessarily always even have to be bad. There's good karma, there's bad karma, there's all types of freaking karma. Karma simply just means action. What action are you taking? What are you doing in response to what life is showing to you? And the response that you decide to do or take, or the willpower that you decide to have, or the assertiveness or non-assertiveness, basically is still some type of action that you're taking that which will lead to a result. So that's something like because actions is very, very important, because it can keep something going, or it can stop and break something, or again, it can lead you to a place that you don't want to be.
Say if life is presenting to you a crime on a street and you're the only person that's there to witness it and possibly stop it. Are you going to record it, or are you going to go out and get some help? What are you going to do? What action are you going to take? What karma are you doing? Is it good or bad? Are you going to walk away? What if something like that had happened to you and a person was there to witness and they just walked away? So, karma is everything. Another example, say you and your friends really need some money, and one of your friends suggested to go rob a bank, and you go with them, and you the getaway driver. You don't go inside the bank. They come out with the money. You drive away. You're still an accessory to that robbery. Say that they ran out the car and it's your car, and the police book you, even though it wasn't your idea and you technically didn't steal the money. That was a decision that led you to a place that you didn't want to be. This is why it's so important to understand what you are doing, what your intentions are, and where it will lead you. So good karma would be something like giving somebody a compliment, or buying somebody lunch, or doing a random act of kindness. Good karma will also be doing the right thing, doing something that you know that will help somebody. Good karma is not always about helping somebody or outside of yourself. It's about doing a good action with yourself or towards yourself that will lead you to success. And so I do want to touch a little bit on anger management, or anger, especially your anger, okay? And the consequences behind that. So if somebody is doing something to you and they keep doing something to you, you still have a choice. You still have an invitation. You can definitely leave that situation, but I know some people choose to react in a way where they feel like they have to get a violent revenge. without thinking about the consequences.
Like, if you don't have control over your anger, if you don't have control over the emotions that you have bottled up within you, then where you think you're gonna go, or how you think you're gonna continue to feel? What are you doing about it? Like, if you constantly in that same type of energy, that's all you're gonna get in return, because that's how the universe works. So you want to break those chains if you are feeling like you have some type of hurt or anger or pain within you. But if the actions are all good, then, that's good. Like, if you are responding well to whatever adversaries, whatever difficulties, whatever like situation that's coming up to you, or if your response to just anything is like more like up there, higher, or more like, okay, I'm the bigger person, or whatever you want to say or do, like, that really shows
what quality of life you're willing to maintain and what type of energy you're willing to keep reintroducing into your life.
So that's number 4. Actions. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is it consciously, unconsciously? Is it intentional, untentional? What is it? And where is it leading you? Before you decide to do something, always think about it. Always think about it, because you don't know where that's going to lead you. I know so many people, and even myself, got caught up with some things legally or, just whatever. But that don't have to be a part of you. You don't have to continue to go down that path or that cycle. You can break the chains easily. And it literally only takes one action at a time, one thought at a time, one change at a time, or try to switch it up, or try to replace that one bad behavior or that one bad habit. So that's really, really important here, because if you keep responding to somebody's BS, you're going to be continuing the cycle and continuing the chaos and the chains. Okay, everything is a chain. It's going to keep going and keep going and keep going until the chain is broken. So how are you going to break that chain? Come with a different type of energy. You don't have to respond to anybody. You don't. And you don't have to allow somebody to affect your energy and how you feeling and mess up your good day. You don't have to care that much. Care about yourself first, and then move into whatever you need to do or want to do. So if somebody came up to me, for example, and this is just an example, if somebody came up to me and, they was talking, cursing at me and, all this stuff, like, I'm not going to accept that invitation. I'm not going to allow you to transfer that energy to me. I'm not about to get upset because you're upset. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, you obviously have some problems that you need to deal with within yourself. So that ain't got nothing to do with me.
But I will definitely offer a listening ear or offer help to help them out.
If it's something that I actually did, or it's something that I actually made them feel, of course I would try to say, apologize or whatever. But if they're just coming at me, and then, if there's no room for communication, basically, like, then just let it go. Like, for example, if you come to that person and try to talk to them, but all they want to do is argue and be defensive and things like that, there's no room for solving the problem, because they only want to hold that anger within them. So there's nothing much that you can do about it. So That's a whole kind of like rant, but that's just to say that, words and thoughts and stuff, that really, it really goes and ties into like you like putting a spell on yourself, or other people trying to put a spell on you, or just energy transference. That's really what it is. Transferring energy back and forth together. Okay. Everybody knows about energy. Can't be created or destroyed, only transferred. So that's really what, I'm saying. So what type of, vibrations are you vibrating on? What type of thought? And that, if you're vibrating high, then you will have good words, good thoughts, good outlook on life, good perspectives, good ways of responding to people, good communication skills. And if you are kind of like on a lower end, then, it's some work that you need to do spiritually, a lot of patience, a lot of growth that needs to happen. So, that's very, very important. And another thing that's important about that is the environment that you are in. Is that supportive of where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do? So when it comes to putting a spell on yourself, or transferring energy and, making energy yours, or, pushing it away, or whatever you want to do, environment really plays a big role, because who are you surrounding yourself with? What are you doing? What places are you going? Or is it matching up to what you truly want? Is it matching up to what you said that you wanted to do later on down in life? Or what is it matching up to? The actions and the things that you do and the things that is it all matching up? Are you doing things that you know are wrong? Are you doing things that you feel are, not you, or not authentically you, or, something that you eventually is going to want to change? Like, that's also putting a spell on yourself. Are you keeping yourself imprisoned and trapped by the people that you are hanging around and the places that you're going? What is it that you're doing? So, for example, if you saying that you want to be vegan, for example, and you don't want to drink anymore, and you just, all types of stuff. Like, if you basically want to get your life on track, for some people that's getting your life on track, but to other people, that's like not really getting your life on track. That's kind of restricting you. So none of them is right or wrong. It's all up to what that person wants to do. But are you around people that are supportive of that? That's really important to know. So if you are solid in the decisions that you want to make for your life, find support. Because if you don't, then if you're finding something that's not supportive, then in that case, it would be hindering you and your progress. So you always want to make sure that your beliefs are matching and aligning to the people and the things in your life that you're doing. Now, they don't have to, but it would be better for you to do that so you can progress, nicely, or you can progress well, or develop well, or, like get to where you need to go quickly, like no wasting time. So environment really plays a part, because it's like a lot of times people hang around people that are kind of stagnant, or they feel that it's stagnant, or they feel that it's stuck. If you want to move forward in life, look at the people around you. The people around you are going to tell you how far you're going to go, because you are who you hang out with, and you are what you absorb. So you have to understand that even though you may not see the effects right away, eventually later on down the line, you're going to be ending up in the same place that you're at if you're hanging around the people that's still in the same spot that they've been at. You know what I mean? So in life, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want to do in life. But in life, typically people will want to, do something with it or grow. A lot of people don't want to stay in the same space. A lot of people don't want to stay doing the same thing they've been doing for 20 years. So surround yourself around those things, around those people that enhances growth for you. And you don't necessarily even need anybody to do that. But just understand that your vibration is going to be matching the type of people that you're around. So, that's very, very much important, because we have to be very intentional when it comes to what we want to achieve. And we have to be very intentional when it comes to the people that are in our lives and that are in the places that we go and the things that we do, as it can aid to our growth or our hindrance of our goal or our vision. Okay? So to get there quickly, sometimes you have to go by yourself. I know you all heard this saying before. To get there quickly, you go by yourself.
To go far, go with other people. So how far are the people going that you are surrounding yourself with? Are they going as far as you want to go? Are you all aligned in the same distance on how far you all want to go?
But those 5 things that are very important when it comes to your vibration, how you're vibrating, and what type of energy and spells that you're putting on yourself or around yourself, and the type of people that you're interacting with, and the places that you're going. That's all aiding to your life and affecting your life. Okay? So humans are like, the human brain, I would say, is kind of like a chameleon. Chameleons, they for survival, they change colors, they adapt to the environment. Humans do that too when we travel and when we do things like that. So we kind of adapt to the environment. Like if it's cold, we kind of adapt over the months or whatever. So it's kind of a gradual thing, when chameleons usually do it in seconds. But they do it as a survival skill when they see a threat, or they just do it just to do it, whatever. But we also have that same thing in us, because we are all one, every living organism. That's another story. But so that's very important. The human brain definitely can shift due to survival, and it can also shift due to changes in beliefs or traumatic events, and start to see things differently in life. And that affects your vibration as well too. And what you know to be true can also affect your vibration or how you're vibrating on. So I want to give you an example. If somebody grew up poor and they just kept that poor mentality, that victim and poor mentality, and they just kept it, and they kept it all the way until they grew up or whatever, that's the type of life they're gonna live. But once they start to think a different way, or people come into their lives that are kind of shifting their perspective on poverty and being rich or whatever, that changes people. That can definitely change their mind too. And then also, it's just little tools, little tactics, little tips. Also, having a mentor is very important when it comes to things like that. You can change your situation. It doesn't matter if you grew up poor, if you grew up rich, if you grew up feeling like you were, a victim, or if you grew up feeling like you were the man, or not the man, but like dominant or, like self-confidence or assertive. No matter what it is, it can keep growing. It can keep growing. You can keep having that same mindset if you want to, but you can also change it depending on the type of people that comes into your life and depending on what type of environment that you're putting yourself in. So that's why it's so important to know yourself and to know who you want to be, because people can definitely strip that from you. People can tell you that everything that you have ever believed in is totally wrong and is totally opposite. And you have that choice to accept that or to reject that. And it all depends on what you're trying to achieve. That can be dangerous, but it can also be healing. It depends on how you look at it. So if you, it's many experiences, stories that I have on that are personal, but I do want to tell you all that it is possible to go from one totally different vibration of yourself, one totally different version of yourself, to another. You can go from a really, really, really good version of yourself, thriving, and then somebody come into your life and then they just knock you down and they just change your whole perception on life. And you still have an option. Remember, I told you everything is an invitation. Even then, even when somebody comes into your life and changes everything, you have the choice to accept that newfound knowledge and that newfound way of living. Or you can keep vibrating at the same vibration that you've been at. Of course, people are victims, but you don't have to remain a victim. You can become a survivor. Life starts at the end of oppression. Life starts at the end of oppression. Okay? So you don't have to be suffering. You don't have to be a victim. You don't have to be stuck in a vibration or put under a spell or put under a vibration that you don't want to be in. You don't have to accept that, no matter what you think. So many people have so many battles back and forth with different people, with different belief systems, different ideas, and they're fighting to continue to be themselves. But I'm telling you that you don't even have to participate in that at all. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody at all. You don't have to change yourself at all. But if that's something that you want to do, then go for it. So it's all about what you want. It's all about what you're putting your energy into. What are you absorbing? What are you focusing on? What invitations are you accepting into your life? That's really what it's about. And are you processing that as a good thing? Because if you are processing that as a good thing, then only good things can come to you. But if you're processing what's happening to you and what you're experiencing as a bad thing, then you may be putting a bad spell on yourself for continuing to be entertaining that type of energy. So if you know that it's bad for you, if you know that you're not feeling good when it happens, don't continue to put yourself under that situation. Now, I don't want to say that because, I've had my fair share of continuing to do things when I know it just didn't feel right. And that was, dumb, stupid, whatever you want to say on my part. But at least I knew, you know what I mean? But I was able to get myself out of that because I knew. But, that's a whole nother story type of thing. But just do what you know and know what you do. Okay? that's really the advice that I have to say when it comes to this vibrational stuff. You want to make sure that yourself is in a good position. You want to make sure that you are in a position where you are thriving and thriving and thriving always. Of course, growth is going to happen, but it shouldn't be painful, to the extent where you feel like you are, like it's going to bring harm to you or something. So, that's very important. You have to be that judge. You have to be that judge of what type of energy you are experiencing. What type of energy feels good? What type of energy feels bad? What are you telling yourself? What good things you're telling yourself that's aiding to what you want and who you want to be? What bad things are you telling yourself that are destroying those things, those good things that you just brought in? So, everything, it comes with a balance. It comes with either you're going to reject the invitation or accept the invitation. So where do you want to be vibrating at? And that's really, really, really the key. Where are you vibrating at? What do you want to do? What do you want in life? Where you want to go? Is the people around you supporting that? Is your thoughts that you're thinking supporting that? Is your words that you're saying out loud supporting that? It's so easy to get caught up into something. Every word you say, the universe hears it, source hears it. Every word that you say, it don't matter it matters how you're vibrating, but sometimes it don't matter how you're vibrating. The words matter. The thoughts matter. Each thought, each word. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to stress it out or make it seem like it's a lot of work or anything like that. It's just that, just kind of be a little bit more mindful about the things that you're telling yourself and that you're saying about other people, because that can start playing out into your reality in a way where it confirms it. You know what I mean? And you're going to start seeing things that helps it confirm it. Or you're going to start picking up on things. The brain is going to start picking up on. We don't even use our full brain. We use certain type of pieces of brains or parts of brains that is good for survival. And the only way to kind of release that and kind of open up our brain a little bit more is to become more calm, relaxed, and a little bit more, and that prompts it to be a little bit more alert. But that's another podcast. But yes, so that's a very important. Just know where you want to vibrate, who you want in your life. Is that helping you? Is that hindering you? If it's not, immediately try to let it go, unless you want to try to understand. But after a while, if it's still the same type of energy, then it may not change. So, don't be a fool. And I'm not even saying it like that. I'm kind of just saying that to myself too, because it's I've been through things like that too. So don't be a fool. If you know something's not right and it's not been right for months, even a relationship or even relationship with anybody, family members, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. If the energy is not right, if it's not changing, if you can't fix it, if there's no compromising, then let it go. If it's harming you, if it's hurting you, pay attention to yourself, pay attention to your priorities, pay attention to where you're trying to go. Okay? So that's all that I really got to say when it comes to, are you putting yourself under a spell? And is it a good spell or is it not? Okay? So remember those 5 things that I told you, and also the environment that you're putting yourself in that helps reinforce it. All right? So that's all that I have for you all today. If you want to join one of my classes, I will be having classes coming up pretty soon this year. Just stay tuned. It may be a waiting list if you want to put your name on that list. All right. So until next time.